I want to give a shout out again to GTM Now, also known as Richard Burns, who gave me the idea for this series. I hope he'll be watching it all. I know he has a very busy schedule, so I don't want to disturb that too much. While I was researching this, something had come up. If you guys know, there's a channel called The Comment Section with Brett Cooper. She recently got engaged and she's living in Prague. And I think she works for the Daily Wire. I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with Brett, so I don't want to spit facts. But one time I watched her channel and it tickled me because I didn't make the connection, where she showed an exclusive clip of herself as Snow White to counteract Disney's politically correct nonsense with, I believe, Jenny Ortega. And this is not a knock to Jenny Ortega. Understand, I'm not here to knock anyone. Here's the thing, I'm not a fairy tale person, but I understand young women wanting to get married and having something to aspire to. Yes, when you're a child, you're in that childlike state and you want someone to come along and rescue you. And of course, when you have that childlike mind, these fairy tales serve as an escapism, and there's nothing wrong with that. Kids should, at that age, you should be forming some type of identity, some type of imagination. See, this Me Too movement is where it all jumps the shark for me, right? Because now we're recreating Snow White in the age of Me Too. And look, people can argue about having the Hispanic Snow White. I understand the swiping of people's cultures, because I made a video years ago about culture and costumes on my Tara Helms channel. If you want to go look that one up, the one that's my namesake. Okay, so I understand that everybody in some way, form, or fashion are protective of their culture, with comedians being the exception because they go after everyone. So I get that. But Prince Florian, of all the magical princes you can ever think of, to me seems like one of the least harmless. He kisses Snow White after she bit the apple and brings her back to life. This is one of the ones I didn't research much and I haven't read Snow White since I was a little girl, so you all will have to go look it up. But then I'm hearing these rumors that they've removed Prince Florian from the equation entirely. And come on now, we're in that fourth wave of feminism, so you can't tell me that that doesn't have anything to do with it. So Snow White is just gonna save herself and she don't need a man? That's what we're doing now? And then now even the 7 dwarves coming to find out that they may be digitized. So there's nothing like pretending like a man rescuing you is now a stalker and letting the 7 dwarves be taken out by artificial intelligence. It's as if you guys go out of your way to knock men for no reason. And again, this is not about me getting into gender war. This is about me making mere observations. See, you're trying to flip these fairy tales on their heads because you need to get into the heads of young girls and be like, you don't need no man to be chivalrous towards you. And who I worry about now is Gen Alpha, because as of I think this year, they all start turning 10 or 11 years old. Where they're in that in-between where they're deciding whether they're still going to go watch Disney movies and have sleepovers, something I don't agree with at all. But I'm going to leave that one alone, the sleepovers. When they have sleepovers, when they have their little parties and get-togethers, are they still going to talk about the dreamy prince, or are they going through puberty and getting ready for their preteens? See, that group of impressionable girls are the ones who bother me. Because when you're instilling that hatred of men in them, They're just going to continue an unfortunate legacy that goes into the fifth wave. Because right now, that is the generation of young girls, Gen Alpha, the ones that we are monitoring and making sure they're going to be okay because they are the future. Look, I'm not a one to tell people when you are an adult to languish in fairy tales, because I don't think you should. But anytime you create a platform in which you're trying to pretend that men are obsolete when you are the product of man DNA, because we all are, to be born a human, a sperm has to fertilize an egg. This is when you jump the shark. When you as a consenting adult make the choice, I just don't need a man to rescue me. That's fine. Leave the kids alone. And I'll end it at that.